Semen Retention Gang, Semen Retention Gang, what's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy Ty Underrated back with another video. Shout out to everybody who's still staying around. Shout out to everybody who's still checking on the channel. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope we're staying on our journey strong. I hope we're out here, pushing ourselves to our limits, bettering ourselves every single day, trying to become better men. Now, I know it's been a minute since I've posted. I know it's been a minute since I've been on this channel. It's not that I forgot about it or anything. It's not that I just threw the channel away. I haven't been retaining. I'm retaining now. I'm back on my carousel now. But I went through a time period. I went through, through a season where I wasn't at my best mentally. I wasn't at my best spiritually. I definitely fell running my marathon. I definitely did. But I just want to say, just because we fall doesn't mean that we're defeated. Doesn't mean that we just hit failure. Doesn't mean that the race is just over with. Nah. Just continue to get back up and you continue to keep running. I'm not going to go into too much details on what it was that occurred because I don't really want sympathy points. I don't really want to get on here and kind of try to make excuses or anything or come off like I'm making excuses. I fell off the wagon. That's me. But luckily, thankfully to the Most High, I was able to get back on that ladder. I was able to get back on that race, back in that marathon. So, we're doing good now. And I think that's what it's all about. I think a lot of us, we get very discontent. We get very, when we lose courage, we get very discouraging when it comes to relapsing and falling back. But I just want to let you guys know that in life, we're always going to have fallbacks. We're always going to have pushbacks. We're always going to have periods and times where we feel like we're not doing what we need to do, or we feel like that we're backtracking. We're taking steps back instead of steps forward. But that's part of life, But that's just life, though, That's the game of it all, you feel me? The game is whether or not, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times life keeps throwing you a curveball, how many times are you going to continue to keep getting back up and to continue to keep running? And life is not a race, man. It's not. It's a marathon. You feel me? And I think a lot of people get that confused. They get that messed up. We live in such a fast culture, a fast-moving society today. Get it today or don't get it at all type culture that if a lot of men feel like they're not getting it at the moment, that they're not going to get it at all. But that's a lie, man. That's a lie. You're going to get it. Just keep working hard. Keep doing what you got to do. You're going to make it, man. I'm telling you right now. Don't let nobody discourage you. Don't let nobody throw you off your P's and Q's. You stay strictly in that lane and you keep moving. Look, we all going to face hardship. I face hardship. You face hardship. We're both living our lives, for the first time. We're both experiencing this life for the first time. So we're not always going to have it figured out. And that's okay. But it's not about whether or not, you fall on your face and you just continue to just sit there and cry and want the world to feel bad for you. No, it's not about that. It's about getting back up, continue to run that race, continuing to push forward, and to keep remaining vigilant. And I think a lot of men out here need to hear this right now because the way the climate's looking, I'm seeing a lot of young, discouraged men out here these days who just feel defeated, throwing in the towel. But on Ty Underrated's channel, we don't throw in the towel. We don't throw in the towel until the game is over, until the mission is done. And the mission ain't done until we hit the dirt, until we 10 feet under. So I wanted to make this video today to really tell you guys that no matter what we go through in life, no matter what we experience in life, we just got to keep moving. As men, we have to do our due diligence to become better, refined men. So the people around us who rely on us, who look to us for leadership, for responsibility, they can depend on us without having to worry. We have to look at retention like life, man. We got to. Life is not a race, and retention is not a race. It's a journey. It's supposed to be a learning tool, a catalyst to be able to help you, to propel you into the man you want to be. Give you that extra jump, that extra mojo to become the very thing you need to be, you want to be. And a lot of men out here have it so backwards, so focused on the woman attraction, so focused on the magnetism, but you leaving out this one very important benefit, to appreciate the little things in life, appreciating your family, appreciating nature, appreciating the the battles, the trials and tribulations you went through to get to this point. I say this time and time again, men have been conditioned wrong, bro. Especially in this modern day culture, bro, we have been conditioned and misguided since we were young to chase carnal pleasures, to chase worldly possessions, to chase all these things that don't bring us no satisfaction, that don't bring us no happiness. All it does is bring more devils and more snakes, man. All it does is do that. Every man, bro, every man out here has been misled. We have been guided. We have been misled and guided to the slaughterhouse. A lot of men out here are chasing a career, or they're just chasing or walking a path that they don't want to be on, man. And that's because we have society telling us that if you don't accumulate this, if you don't become this, if you're not this, if you're not moving like this, that you are not a man. First of all, don't let and then try to tell you that you're not a man. Bro, what makes you a man is going through adversity. What makes you a man is being able to see the world crumbling below your feet, in front of your eyes, but still looking at it with a smile on your face, knowing that no matter whatever happens, I can be able to overcome this. I can be able to come over this hump. I can be able to face adversity and be able to move through it, to maneuver through it, and to keep pushing, and to be that image, to be that inspiration to those around me, that no matter what's thrown at them, no matter what comes our way, no matter what comes to our doorstep, that you can overcome it. Don't ever let nobody out here tell you that being a man is about what you accumulate in this world. Because worldly possessions don't mean nothing. The Most High don't care about your worldly possessions. He care about your heart. He care about what's on the inside. He care about your spirit. That's the real wealth. The real wealth is in your spirit, man. When you die, when you get to the throne, when you get to the gates, you think he care about what you accumulated in your life, the amount of cars you got, the amount of assets you got? He don't give a damn. What did you do in your heart? What did you do for the world? What did you do for those around you? Did you inspire those? Did you put a fire in them? Did you lead them back to his word, to his name? As men, bro, when we on retention, we are the 1%, the 0.1%. Because when you get on retention, your eyes begin to change. Your mind begin to change. You start to look at this world differently. Instead of looking at this world from a carnal standpoint, you look at it from a spiritual standpoint. And you begin to understand that the carnal possessions, the worldly possessions, have no value. It has no meaning. What matters is your family. What matters is your loved ones, those close to you. It's a part of you. It's what makes you who you are. So when you're retaining and you're building all of that up, you're just becoming more of who you are. You're just amplifying your spirit even more. And what a lot of young men need to realize is that the woman attraction, the magnetism, all those benefits, they're good. But that doesn't make this journey. What makes this journey is finding a purpose. And when you find that set purpose, you use the energy, you use the catalyst, you use the resources that you built from retaining to continue to further that purpose, to chase that purpose. We don't want to continue to fall in the same cycle of sinning, of, relapsing, falling into the same old cycle. I fell into that cycle. I can speak on this because I experienced this myself. I fell into those cycles, those repeated cycles. You don't want to keep following in that. We must be better. We have to be better. We have to break these curses. We have to break whatever it is that's causing us to revert back to our old ways. Every generation, we should be teaching the new ones more knowledge and more wisdom so they can be better than us. We should never be reverting back into the same old ways. And our older peers have done us a disservice. But here's the thing. Just because we've been done a disservice doesn't mean that we have to do the next generation a disservice. We can learn and we can better ourselves so they don't have to make the same mistakes we made. So we can raise a new generation of men that are more equipped with more knowledge and wisdom than the past men before us. And I think that should be the goal. So when you get on retention, this is what I'm saying. Your priorities change. You're not thinking about trying to get the nice Bugattis and all that shit. Now, I'm not saying not to want for these things. Every man is different. If you want these things, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you. But don't let it control you. Don't let it be something that you only get so you can feel more of yourself. So you can feel like what society tells you what a man is supposed to be. So you can feel like, oh, if I get this, I can attract the woman and that. Because I'm going to tell you this. When you stand out, when you start getting those things and you start flashing them and you start presenting them, all you're doing is attracting vipers. All you're doing is attracting devils. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is attracting a crowd of people that only are going to use you, that are only going to use you for what you have and not for who you are. They're not going to accept for who you are. They're not going to be around you just because of who you are as an individual, only for what you have and what they can benefit you off of. That's why also when you're on retention, you need to be careful about your company. You need to be careful about the people you keep around you. Because here's the thing, guys. We're not working, and I'm gonna be the one to tell you, we're not playing a physical game out here. Yes, it may appear so, but this life is very spiritual. Before anything happens in the physical, it manifests in the spiritual first. It happens in the spiritual first before it manifests in the physical. So you have to be very careful the people you're letting around, because as you raise your energy, the spirit realm is seeing this. The spirit realm is very much so they're feeling it and they're seeing it. And what they do is they will put thoughts into people around you head. Oh, hit this one up, get around this one. And they will use those individuals to get to you, to destroy you. And that person who's being used as a vessel may not even realize it. He's being used as a vessel. But he's being used as a vessel to get to you. That's why when you get on retention, you have to start moving more strategically. You have to start moving more smartly, more carefully, more cautious, because we're constantly at a spiritual battle out here. We're constantly at battle with forces we can't see. The Bible says we wrestle against not flesh and blood, but against higher powers, principalities, rulers in dark places that we can't see. So use this as a form of protection. Use this as a catalyst to get closer to the Most High Yah, to be able to get more provision in life, to be able to get your discernment up, to be able to see what it is that's going around you, that if you were still engaged in porn and dulling your senses, or engaged in sexual morality and wickedness of this world, and so caught up in worldliness and dulling your senses, your spiritual senses to everything, that you won't even be able to see it. Get off the social medias, eat healthy, drink your water, stay away from people who want to destroy you, stay away from those who want to see your downfall, and be careful who you keep your company with. But I want to wrap this video up and say it like this. We are all men. We are all trying to find our way in this world, and we are all trying to find our purpose in this world. Some have it figured out, some don't. But my only thing is, for those who don't, and even for those who do, no matter how many times we fall, no matter how many times we want to just throw in the towel, we never throw in that towel. We keep on moving, because as men, we have to. And when we keep doing, as men, when we continue to move, when we continue to persevere, we inspire those around us to want to do the same. And as men, that's what we should be doing. And as men, that's what we just have to do, y'all. We have to keep self-improving. We have to continue to be better than we were yesterday. We have to continue to remain steadfast in our approach. We have to stay vigilant, A lot of men, we get too relaxed, we get too comfortable. The farther we get on retention, because it becomes a norm. So we start thinking to ourselves that we can never go back. But here's the thing, once you feed those demons, they're going to always come back for another fill. And those lustful spirits, they've been fed. A lot of them been fed for 10 years, 8 years, some even 20 years by a lot of men. So those demons just ain't going to disappear like that. There will be a moment where it may seem like it's quiet and it's calm, but it's always going to be a lingering feeling. And that's why as men, we have to constantly be on our P's and Q's. We can't get too lax, and we can't get too comfortable. We have to constantly keep our sword ready, and we have to always be ready to fight. And I don't mean that in the physical standpoint, I mean that in the spiritual standpoint. No matter how many times we fall, no matter how many times we fall face first into the dirt, remember, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. If you start rusty, that's cool. As long as we finish strong, that is all that matters. Y'all stay blessed.